Hi everybody, welcome to my live. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Laura Roderick. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas, and I am Sunshine and Sparkle Stamping. So I'm going to wait a second to let some people hop on. It's been kind of a busy week, 2 weeks since I've been on last, but fun. I have a new grandbaby, so I'm super excited. So I was fortunate to get to be there in Chicago when Easton was born, and he is adorable, and I really enjoy spending time with everybody, good seeing family all the time. So I was very busy with that, and not really stamping that whole time. I did bring myself a paper pumpkin and another kit that I just threw in my suitcase, and I did spend one night doing a little bit of stamping, but I didn't do any create any cards or do anything. I didn't have my stuff. So just spent time with family, had a good time, and then came back Monday and was like, oh my gosh, I need to make some cards. And I couldn't get it together by Tuesday to go live, but here we are on a Thursday. So thank y'all for joining me, whether you're live or on the replay. It's a big TV night for us tonight, so the Bears game is on right now, and also a season finale of a show that I watch. So thank goodness that things can be recorded, because I'll be watching those things later. So thanks again for joining me. I know it's weird for me to be on a Thursday, but next week I'll be back to my normal schedule on Tuesday. All right, before we get started, I want to mention that every week I will do a share contest. And all you have to do to qualify to win a prize is share my video. So you can share it on Facebook, you can share it on YouTube, and just write in the comments that you shared so I know that you shared, and I enter you in the drawing. So what I'm going to give away this week is this embossing folder, and this is the Christmas Tidings embossing folder. Have you guys seen this one? It's the one with the words. It's a pretty fun embossing folder. I haven't used it yet, but I am definitely going to use it on one of my next videos. And this is currently not available, but it will be back in stock. I can't remember what the date is. Did I write that down? I didn't put a date. I just wrote that it's, well, on my sheet I have that it's low inventory, but it's actually not orderable right now, but it will be coming back. But you can win one by sharing. And thank you to everybody who shares my video. I appreciate it. It really helps me out. So with that being said, I think we should get started to actually make some cards. So let me flip my camera around. Oh, hey, Monica. Hello. Thank you. Hi, Renee. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining. Hi, Lisa. Thank you. And thank you for sharing. All right. So I'm excited to be making some Christmas cards and getting in that little bit of panic mode because, you know, Thanksgiving's in 2 weeks. Thanks for sharing, Renee. You know, Thanksgiving's in 2 weeks, you guys. So, oh my goodness, I am behind on getting Christmas cards going. All right, how's that? I think I'm just playing with it too much. All right. So time to start making lots of Christmas cards, getting ready for Thanksgiving. Planned a whole bunch of stuff at work today for Christmas parties and potlucks and stuff. So excited with the holiday season. All right, this week, you guys, we are going to be working with the Christmas Classics bundle, okay? And that's this bundle right here. I'll show you kind of up close. And we're also working with these two papers. So I have this Joyful Specialty Designer Series paper and the Joy of Christmas Designer Series paper. And then I'll show you the stamp set when we're going to use it too. But here's the page. This is on page 31. It's the Christmas Classics bundle. So it's stamp set and the dies. And here's some of the cards that they've made. Now, some of these cards are also using this other set, which is Joy of Noel. And I just wanted to stick to one set this week. So that's what I did. Here are the cards that we're going to make tonight. We're going to do this Deck the Halls card. A Merry Christmas to you and yours. I did the insides this week because I think when we're doing Christmas cards, we need to get these insides done so we don't have to play later or decide what to do later, right? We want to just have them done and ready to go. Season's Greetings. Can you tell I like gold? There's a little bit of a gold theme going on here. And Peace on Earth. So that one opens like this. So that's it, kind of some classic Christmas cards, pretty simple, nothing too fancy, a little bit of gold, a little bit of bling in our cards tonight, so that's going to be fun. All right, let's get started. Oh, hold on, I forgot to see if I'm live on Facebook on my iPad. There we are. Great. Let me see if I can see if there's going to be any comments. There we go. Okay, got it. All right, here we go. Christmas Classic stamp set. Look at these beautiful greetings here. A couple of small stamps, right? Nothing too fancy, but you can see there's lots of, you can mix and match a lot of these things to whatever you want them to be. Okay, the dies I think are the star of this bundle. Lots of cute dies in here. Let me pull this out. Enough dies that I may actually have it on 2 different magnetic sheets, right? So we're going to use a lot of these. We're going to use these and these and these. We're also going to use, I think this one's a really great one. I think I cut some of these but didn't actually use them. So great, easy to cut out. Let's get right to our first card. Here are the pieces for this card. So the first card, I'm using Real Red and Garden Green. The rest of the cards I used more of a Shaded Spruce and Cherry Cobbler, but I started out with these colors. So this DSP that I showed you is absolutely beautiful. I love it. And so that's why I pulled the colors out of there. Now I could have gone the darker colors because those are also in the DSP, but I went with kind of the classic colors for that. So let's start from the beginning. I have a piece of Real Red cardstock. This is a half a sheet of cardstock. Oh, hi you guys, Lois. Lois is waiting for the bears to start too. Okay, yes, waiting for the bears to start. I think my husband's downstairs watching the bears right now. Okay, hi Pam. All right, 8.5 by 5.5 square to 4 1/4 Real Red. Easy breezy, right? All right, gold, the gold foil cardstock. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. And then our next layer is going to be this beautiful DSP, and this piece is 5 by 3 3/4, and we're just going to layer these up right in a row. I guess let's just do it now since we have them out, right? I always say that. All right. Center that. Put this one on. I can't decide what card class to do next. There's so many choices in the catalog for Christmas cards. And then, of course, there's a couple things still on back order, but really it's just some ribbon and embellishments. Everything else is pretty much still available now. So I have to decide what I want to do for next week. Okay, so that looks pretty just by itself, right? I'm pretty happy with that. I love this DSP. All right, so then I took the dies. And I used this die right here. And so I cut out the garden green. And then this is a separate die right here. And I just cut a piece of basic white that we're going to do our sentiment on. All right. So let me finish poking through. I've got a few pieces you can see. I just die cut them and left them. I didn't play with them too much. So now I got to make sure I have all the little pieces out. So you need to have the bundle. If you get the kit with me that I offer every week, you will need the bundle for this, but I did die cut this piece out for you. And of course I die cut all the other shapes that aren't in the bundle if we use them to make it nice and easy. That way you don't have to own a whole bunch of different things, just this bundle. Okay, so that's it. This is pretty easy. That's going to go there. Now, I decided to do a little bit of gold embossing on our label. And I've got Deck the Halls right here. Let me just double make sure that this is clean before I put it in my Versamark. Okay, so Versamark stamp pad. I feel like I'm going to do a lot of embossing for the holidays because I love it. So right in the middle, Deck the Halls. Get our gold embossing powder out. And gosh, the other thing I really need to work on is remember to use the embossing buddy, especially on different colors where it'll stick. So I'm going to take this little reverse tweezer, hold on, and lift this up because it's kind of small and I don't want to stick my fingers in what I've stamped already. And we'll just cover that with a little bit of embossing powder. Good. I think that looks pretty good. And let's get our heat tool out and make it pretty. All right, so I hope you guys had a good week. Are you guys ready for Thanksgiving? I feel like there's certain, you know, we all have our favorite things to make for Thanksgiving, right? But there's certain ingredients I feel like you have to get early just to make sure that they don't run out. So I need to organize myself this weekend and get a lot of things ordered for groceries to make sure that I have them for Thanksgiving. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? Let me show this up a little bit closer. How very pretty that is. Okay. So we've got that piece ready to go. And there's very little assembly with this card. We're almost finished already. But let's take a look at the inside, because on the inside, nope, we're not embossing. Okay, so we'll do that last. Let's just put the front on and then we'll do the inside. Put this stuff aside. Okay, so you can see on here that I just, I didn't really, did I use any dimensionals? Let me take a peek, because I can't remember now if I used them or not. I used dimensionals on the white piece, okay? The rest I just put straight on here. But then I was wondering tonight, would it have looked better, because it's awfully busy like that, to put a piece of vellum. So I thought when I make it, I'm just going to see if the vellum would have added anything. That might have added a little bit of prettiness, right? Let me just see what that would look like. I would have to cut it a little bit tighter to see if that would make it stand out a little bit and not get so lost in the background, and I almost feel like it would have. So let's try it. Let me just trim like a 1/4 inch off. I started with 4x4 vellum, and let me just trim like another 1/4 piece off and just see what that would look like. Just like another last minute thing. Sometimes you can design cards and then you just keep changing and changing and changing, and how would it look like this, and just keep going with it. Never satisfied, right? I think I like it better with the vellum. All right, so let's just try it, and then we can do, you know, which one do we like better? So let me try and center this. Okay, and then we'll just put our adhesive where we know it's not going to show on the vellum. And put that down on our card in the center. And it comes right, so it's 3 3/4, so it comes right to the edge here of the DSP. All right, what do we think so far? Do we like it better with the vellum? It kind of, I think it makes this stand out a little bit more. What do you think? And not get so lost in the background. Okay, let's use some dimensionals and put this on. Okay. Have you guys been doing any Christmas shopping yet? I've spent a little bit of time in some stores kind of over the past, I don't know, week or so. And oh my goodness, some of the Christmas stuff, I'm so excited. A lot of stuff out. All right, there's that. Let's finish up the inside and then we'll finish up the outside, okay? So on the inside, I've got another little strip of this DSP. This is just 5 1/4 by 4 of the basic white. I have another little strip. This is 5 1/4 by 1/4 of, and this actually looks bigger than 1/4, but it was meant to be 1/4 of the DSP. And I'm just going to put that along the side. Is that, I think, right like that. And then we're just going to stamp. This looks like just a tiny bit long. Let me just trim that off a little bit. Okay. Now, on the inside, we're going to stamp a couple things. We're going to stamp Merry Christmas. And this is 2 pieces in the stamp that we pieced together. And then just these little leaves and the little holly. So, Merry Christmas. Let me take this other piece off. And we're going to do that in real red. I feel rusty, you guys. I haven't stamped. I was like, do I remember how to do a live? I'm not sure. See if we can get that kind of centered. So we have our Merry Christmas there. That looks good. We'll leave the red open for a minute. We're going to take some holly leaves in the garden green, and we're just going to put them in the corner down here. Nice and pretty. And then we'll just add some of those berries with this little stamp right here in the real red. And I kind of want to put them, let's see, how do I want them? I think I want them this way. And kind of right at the bottom. Just like that. Okay, so that is our inside. Let's get the red out of here. I've already got embossing powder everywhere. Okay, get rid of some of this powder. All right. Okay, so we need some ribbon. So I've got this red ribbon, and there's a couple different red ribbons out right now, and it's real red. And so let me show you where I got that from. This is a duo pack. So it's real red and burlap ribbon combo pack, and you can see there's the ribbon we're using in there, and there's also this beautiful white bordered burlap ribbon, which is really pretty. I haven't used that yet, but I would like to. The other red ribbon is the real red and garden green combo pack. So you could use either ribbon, really. They're pretty close. This one's a little bit thicker, but you know, they're pretty close. So let's just tie a bow. All right, ribbon scissors. And we'll attach that with a glue dot. Get this out of here. Put that right in the corner. So some of the embellishments have been on and off back order and stuff, and so I thought for these cards what I was just going to do is use some of our basic rhinestone jewels and just color them. So let's just get out some of those, and I'm just going to use like 5 little ones. So you can either use the dark cherry cobbler. Let me show you first what it looks like in the real red. So I've got dark real red, and this is the color I started with when I did the card. And I just want to color like 5 of them. And this works really great with the blends. Just be careful you don't ruin your tip of your blends. But as you can see, when you use the real red, it's pretty light. Okay, so if you're happy with the color of the red, with that, go ahead and use the real red. If you think it's a little too light, then you can use the cherry cobbler instead. And on the rest of the cards tonight, I used the cherry cobbler. It's just a little bit deeper of a red, and I just liked it better. So I ended up switching to cherry cobbler. Okay, let's put these on our card, and I'm just throwing a little bit of a couple of berries like in the holly. And one right here, and then another one just randomly kind of over in this corner, and then one down in this corner too. Okay, so that's it, you guys. That's our first card. What do you think, vellum or no vellum? I think vellum. So I'll try and include some vellum if you guys get the card kit from this week, and then you can decide on your own if you want to use it or save it for something else from your kit. But that's it. Super easy, right? That didn't take too long to do our first card. I could see you could make a bunch of these in a row like we'd like to do for Christmas cards, right? Because we have a lot of Christmas cards to send. Okay, the next one we're going to do, let me clean up a little bit, is going to be this one right here, Merry Christmas to You and Yours. Another very easy card, mostly just cardstock, right? And what we're going to add for this is our stylish shapes dies right here. So these 2 circles right here to cut out the shaded spruce and the basic white cardstock. So here's our pieces for this card. Okay, this time we are, like I said, starting with shaded spruce, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have our piece of 5 1/4 by 4 basic white that's going to be on the inside of this card, and then we also have a piece of DSP. So these are all 3 of these DSP pieces are from that beautiful Joy of Christmas DSP. Okay, so we've got kind of this green plaid that we're going to use. It's 5 1/4 by 4. And then this is 4 inches by, let me see, how big is this? 1 inch, 4 by 1. Okay, so that's going to go on the inside. All right. I guess like we like to do, let's just put it on and get it out of the way. Okay. Next piece is we're going to have this piece of DSP, and this is 4.5 by 3 1/4, and we're going to frame it. Now this is the same DSP, but it's a different pattern than the last one we used. You can see this one has kind of the white poinsettias in it and some pine cones and stuff. A little bit different of a pattern, and we're going to frame that up in the cherry cobbler. This is 5 1/4 by 3 1/2 cherry cobbler. Okay, so we're just going to frame this up. All right, very pretty. Now, we're going to put it on an angle on our card, and that's why I made it a little bit smaller so it'll fit just like this. If the angle bothers you, you can just do straight up if you prefer that. I think it looks nice like that too. I was just adding a little bit of interest by putting it on an angle. So we can put that down. And I'm kind of going to the edges of the green like that. Okay. That's what we have so far. Let's do some stamping. So on this white circle, we're going to do the Merry Christmas to you and yours. So we're going to take the last stamp that we just used, and let me just clean it off a little bit. I need to add one more piece to it. I have a fairly new chamois. My other one is getting really beat up. Okay. So what I'm going to do is take my to you and yours. Let me put it right here. And I like to line it up on my grid so it's nice and straight. Put that down for a second. And then I can put it where I want it on my stamp. Now I want it pretty close to the Christmas part, but I want to center it, and then I'm just going to pick it up this way. And I think that's okay. They're not really overlapping. So I think that looks pretty good. All right, so let me get rid of these stamp pads because now we're moving on to cherry cobbler and shaded spruce. So let's stamp this in cherry cobbler. Right in the middle. And then we'll just attach that. Like that. I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of here, and we're going to take some ribbon and put it on. So same ribbon that we just used. Hold on, I got a little bit of adhesive there. And, oh, look what I did, you guys. Where's the red on my hands? Hold on. That is no good. Don't like that. All right, I'm going to wait to take that off for a minute because I have adhesive and I don't want to stick it to my area. So I'm just going to kind of put this way on the back and just kind of fold it over like this. I keep getting adhesive all over. Just back and forth a couple times. Just like this, and then kind of sticking off this way. Okay, let me cut this just a little bit shorter here. All right, we can stick it down. We're going to use some dimensionals to stick it down. super sticky. Okay, sorry, I'm just reading some of the comments. Hi, Lisa. All right. All right, so what I wanted to do with this was have the words line up with the bottom so that the words are straight on here. And just like that. Now I'm going to get my adhesive eraser and try and get that little red splotch off of there. We do not want that to be there. All right, I think that's good. All right, inside, didn't do anything fancy on the inside for this one. We're just going to add this other piece of DSP to the cardstock. Hold on. Right at the bottom, and then we'll put this on the inside. That does not seem very straight. Okay. Now you could put your Merry Christmas in here. You could just wait and just write what you want, whatever you want to do. Let's add a couple more rhinestones just like we did before. We're going to color again. I think I did this for all the cards with the cherry cobbler. And we'll just do one of each of the sizes. So here's a medium one here. Look how easily this color goes on these rhinestones, just so easily and so pretty. I mean, they just stay sparkly even with the color. I think they're so pretty. And we'll just add a couple to embellish the card. Add a little bit of sparkle there, and then one down here. Okay, card number 2. Pretty, again, pretty fast and easy, right? Okay, let's do the next one. All right, this one, again with the gold accents. And this DSP. So this one now is not the Joy of Christmas DSP, it's the Joyful Specialty DSP. Let me just show you that one up close. You can see there's only, is it 4 different patterns in here? So you have kind of, I wish I would have used this on the cards too, because I really love this. I think it's so pretty. I'll use it for something else. I did use it in the calendar cards for the December one. And I love these musical notes. They're so pretty. I haven't used this yet. Kind of a wood grain with gold. And then we're going to be using this on the last card. This beautiful gold with the red berries. So really pretty, fancy paper. Okay. So the other thing we're going to use, no, that's it. Just the regular bundle. Here's the pieces. Okay. Still very basic tonight, the cards that we're making. So we're starting with our typical card base, 8.5, 5.5 square to 4 1/4. This time it's going to go this way, 5 1/4 by 4 for the inside, and we're just going to do the strip like that. Okay, so let's get that finished, and then we'll start on the outside. I like Christmas cards that are easy that you can make a whole bunch of. All right. Stuff is sticking everywhere. Did I put this all the way? Let's put it all the way at the bottom and not leave a white border this time. Make sure nothing's hanging off the edge. That looks good. Okay. Going to layer up on the outside next. So I have a piece of 5 1/4 by 4 shaded spruce, and then that DSP, which is the next size, which is 5 by 3 3/4. Let's just layer these up. And we can put them right on the card. Now, if you wanted to pop up one of these layers, you could. I did not. I just popped up the gold and the greeting, so that would kind of pop off the page. So just like this. Okay, now we've got our card bases all ready to go. Okay, so in your kit, I've already die cut this piece too if you get the kit this week. Let me punch this, finish punching everything out here. Okay, isn't this label pretty in the gold? This background part of it. You're also going to get a piece of shaded spruce. And what you're going to cut out in the shaded spruce is you're going to cut out 2 of these, okay? And you're going to cut out 2 of these. They give you 2, so that's easy. This one you have to send through twice, all right? So you're going to want to cut out 4 leaves, 2 of each. And I've already sent them through and done it. So we've got this one and this one, this one and this one, just to add a little bit to the background. Okay, so that's what this piece is for. We're going to do our stamping, our Season's Greetings in shaded spruce right on this white piece, and that's the second part of this die. All right, Season's Greetings right here. All right, Lois, don't tell me if the Bears are winning or losing. I have a guess, but I'm not going to say it out loud. All right, Season's Greetings. We'll attach that to the foil, and then we'll pop that whole thing up. Before we do that, we're going to want to figure out where we want to place our leaves. Hold on. Clearly, I have green ink on myself here. Look at, you guys, look at me. What am I doing? Okay. Did I? Yes, I already adhesive that. Put it right in the middle. Just like that. Okay. So, I'm going to put 1 on each side. So I want this one about here, and then this little one like right about here. And I'm going to do the opposite on the other side. So we'll have one coming down like this and one coming off kind of like that. Okay, let me just make sure I have all my little pieces punched out. And then I'm going to put these down with a little bit of just regular liquid glue. So let me get out my Tombow and get it started. Okay. All right, and I'm going to try and go light with just some dots on here. It's raining outside. I think it's supposed to rain for a few days and get a little bit colder. I think it's only going to be in the 60s for the next couple of days. You know, when I was in Chicago, it snowed on Halloween. We went trick-or-treating in the snow. It like snowed all day, not heavy snow all day. I mean, it did accumulate a little bit, but like it snowed like all day. And then I got back here on Monday and it was 80. But one thing I can tell you guys, you know, I don't usually go to Chicago in October, and the fall trees, oh my goodness, amazing. I'm so glad I got to see fall trees. It's been a while since I've seen beautiful fall display of trees. You know, most of our trees here in San Antonio are live oaks, and they don't lose their leaves or turn color or anything. They just stay like they are. And to be honest, they're not very pretty trees. I really don't like them. I've got 2 big ones in my front yard, and when we moved in, you know, we bought our house new, and they said, okay, well, you get 2 trees and whatever bushes and stuff they put in the front. And I asked if I could pick the trees because I wanted like maples or oaks so I could still have color at some point. And they said no. So I got live oaks. But anyway, the colors were spectacular in Chicago. I just loved seeing it. It was so nice to see some fall color. Now, there are some trees that do change color here. Not very many, so you're not going to see a huge display. But they usually don't change till like December. All right, I think I'm happy with that. Let's see how that's going to look. I think that's perfect. And let's just use some dimensionals now. And I think I'm going to cut a little bit of these strips so I can use these strips up. Oh, Lois says it's been 80s this week where she is. How nice. Okay. Lisa, I would love to move to Chicago, but you know, my job is here. I have a full-time job here, so that's really not a possibility. So what I need to do is be rich so I could have a place in Chicago when it's 100 degrees here in the summer, and then be here in the winter. But that would require a lottery win, and so far that hasn't happened. Okay, just like that. Okay, now if you can see, these gold kind of branches have these round areas, so we're going to put some gems there too. So I'm going to color 4 of the big ones. I'm going to be careful with my tip so I don't ruin it. And then I think I did one medium and a couple of smalls. So let's do 2 mediums and maybe 4 smalls and see if that does it for us. All right, so you can see where the big ones are, right? I'm going to try and get them right in the middle. And I think this adds a lot to make these beautiful embellishments. Opposite side here. Medium. That one's not centered. And then, oh, I think, let's see, there. I'm not doing a good job of getting these centered because I'm trying to go fast. Okay, let's add a little piece of gold ribbon. And this is from that gold and silver trim combo pack. So let's just make a little bow of the gold. And that'll be it for this card. We'll be all finished with the 3rd card already. Have you guys used other sets, Stampin' Up! Sets, to make other kinds of Christmas cards yet? Like I said, there's so many, I just don't know. I'm just going to have to like close my eyes and pick one, right? I like the ones with the bears, really cute. Although I'm more of a traditional person. That's why I like the traditional sets. But so many to choose from. The Sending Cheer set is really cute with the little gingerbread guys and stuff. So I might, I don't know. I want to do them all. There just isn't time. All right, glue dot. Right in the corner. All right, that's it. So what do you think? Pretty, right? Nice and sparkly, like a little sparkle, plain on the inside. Add whatever you want, greeting wise, writing wise. Okay, we're cruising right along, right? Pretty good. Okay, Lisa, yes, I am from Chicago. I lived the first 50 years of my life in Chicago. And then I moved here to San Antonio 11 years ago. So I've been here for 11 years now. But, you know, when we moved, my kids were already grown and graduated from college, so they stayed there. And here we are. All right, this last one. When I saw this DSP, I was like, oh, what am I going to do with that? And I thought I have to do one of these cards because it really showcases the DSP. So that's why I chose this card right here to make with that pattern. So, also going to be using the, don't you love that green? My goodness. Scalloped Contours dies. And I think all I used was just this one right here. And I cut it out twice of the gold cardstock. Okay, here are our pieces. Okay, let me get them all away. And we'll just go through them. So this one, again, 8.5 by 5.5. This one's scored at 4 1/4 and 2 1/8. So let me fold this one back over here and make sure it's lined up properly along the score line. Just burnish the edges. So now it's going to open just like that. So that's our card base. All right, so I'm going to make sure this sits nicely. Okay, then we'll have the DSP next. So this is the Joyful Specialty DSP again that I showed you. And so 5 1/4 by 4 for this piece that's going to go right here on the inside. And then these two pieces are 5 1/4 by 2 1/8. Those are going to go there. So let's put all those down. Lisa, you're making me laugh with the age remark. Oh, Lois, that's not good news. She's giving me the bear score. Okay. Isn't that DSP pretty? I just love it. Beautiful. Okay, there we go. So that's the easy part, right? That's ready to go. Then I cut out 2 of the scalloped contours of the gold foil. And if you get the kit, I cut these out for you as well. Now, usually what I do when I make this card is I put a smaller piece in here and then a larger piece on top. But I just love this so much that I didn't want to cover up too much of it. So that's what I did. Okay, so then the 2 pieces that are going to go on top of the gold foil are a cherry cobbler and a basic white. And both of those are 3 1/4 by 2 inches. 3 1/4 by 2 inches, these pieces. Okay, so I'm going to leave these aside because we're going to be doing a little bit of stamping and embossing again. And then I'm also giving a little piece, it's just like a little like 2 by 2 piece of the basic white. And we're going to also emboss right here these little holly leaves onto that. And then we're going to die cut that out. Okay, so we're going to emboss on 3 different things. So let me get out my Versamark again. The first thing is the Peace on Earth. And we're going to put that on the cherry cobbler. And I'm angling it just a little bit like that. Okay, so that one's ready to go. The next one, we're going to put just the holly leaves, and they're still green, so let me clean them off, in the corner. And this is going to get, we're going to do this twice. And you guys, as you can see, I forgot to use my embossing buddy again. It's hard to get into new habits. And this can go anywhere on here. We're just going to cut that out. All right, let's get our gold out again. See if I can pick up these very little pieces without putting my thumb in anything. I know I'm low on the screen on that one. Sorry, you guys. I'll bring it back up. I just got some gold on that. Get my little brush, get that off of there. Okay, that one looks good. Peace on Earth. I don't know why I like to do it twice. I'm sure it's not necessary to do it twice. It's just something that I like to do. All right, any little pieces on this one? That looks pretty good. And then the last one. All right, I think we're ready to get the heat tool out. I've got a little straggler on my brush that I don't want to get in the way. All right, I think those are all good. I'm going to attach this one to my tweezers. So I did start my Christmas shopping. I did some on Amazon already. For me, it's just easier to get like toys and stuff on Amazon. So I did a lot of that. We ordered Christmas pajamas for the whole family for Christmas, so that's all done. Does anybody else do the Christmas pajama thing? We think it's fun to all match Christmas morning. Pretty, right? All right, last piece. Once this heats up, it embosses pretty quickly. That's good. Okay. All right, so let's start attaching things. So let me put this one on here first. One on here. You can see that he kind of warped it a little bit. So let me add a little bit of extra adhesive so it lays down flat. Okay. This we're going to die cut. So I've got my little die. Let me get my mini over here and maybe a little piece of Post-it tape. All right. Okay. Sorry, I get distracted and I was reading the comments again. Okay. Let me put that in place like that. And then we'll send it through the machine. All right. Perfect. Let me not lose my die. Okay, and this I'm just going to use a little bit of the Tombow to put on the cherry cobbler. Whoa. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. I really love crafting with you guys. It's super fun. Let me just put something on there for a minute to hold it. All right, we're ready to put this stuff on. So I'm going to start by putting this piece on here, okay? I'm just going to add some adhesive right here. And then I just kind of want to center it on the card as a whole, right like that, okay? So we've got that on here. Then what I want to do is put some adhesive on the back of this one. And then I'm going to flip it over because they're both the same size, I want them to match exactly. So I'm just going to line them up right here like that, and then flip this over like that, and then it's going to be in the right spot like that, okay? All right, let's take some more of that pretty gold ribbon and tie a bow here, right around here. Ugh, hold on, fighting with the adhesive. My nails were a mess because I missed my nail appointment because I was in Chicago. So I went and got them done yesterday. And they're finally short enough again so I can type a little more efficiently, pick things up a little bit better. I do like them long, but it's just very hard to work with. Okay, let me tighten these up just a little bit shorter. Now, if you want it to stay in a certain spot, you can put a little glue dot underneath it. And I'm just going to grab one and do that because I want it to kind of stay in place. So I'm just going to lift one up. You can use scissors or take your pick. Just slide it underneath like that. So that'll stay in place. Make sure nothing's showing. Good. Okay, let's add some more of the rhinestones. Oh, you know what I didn't do? So we did the embossing with this, but I'm still gonna stamp again some of those berries in cherry cobbler. Then we'll add our rhinestones and our cards will be all done. Again, same place as before, just kind of at the bottom here. Okay, like that. And I just used 3 little ones again, just as berries on the front. Whoops, wrong side. I bet you could color with this side too, and it'd be less likely to ruin your tip, right? So let's do that. It has to be harder to do the bullet tip than the brush, right? Harder to ruin it. Let me show you those up front. Close. Aren't those pretty, how they color like that? All right. So kind of in the same place that the other ones were. All right, there we go. All finished. This one doesn't give you a lot of room to write, right? If you wanted to just write Merry Christmas or something, you wanted to add more, you could just add a piece of basic white on the back, and then you could write more on the back if you wanted to, if you feel like that's too small of a space. All right, you guys, I think we did pretty good on time. Let me, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, here's what we made. Without vellum, with vellum. Then we did this card right here. These right here. And that's our last set of cards right there. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. Let me show you a couple really quick things, okay? Again, as always, if you would like to order this week's card kit, just spend $35 or more at my Stampin' Up site. This is the host code for this week. I extended it one day because we're on Thursday this week, so by Sunday, and I'll send you the make and takes for free. All right, that's an order of $35 or more. The other thing I'll send you besides this kit is also our Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial if you spend $35 or more in my store. And you guys, this is a fun one this time. So our theme for the November Sweet Stampin' Friends tutorial was using the baby wipe technique. Have you guys done that before? It's kind of fun, and so there's a lot of creativity in here if you would like this, different ways to use the baby wipe technique. So you'll get that free. Also, here's the card that I made. I did a little bit of a New Year's card, right? So I used kind of rainbow colors for the fireworks, so that's fun. If you want the project and measurement sheet, email me, or if you're on my email list, that will come out in the email either tomorrow or tomorrow is Friday, tomorrow or Saturday, probably tomorrow night. It'll come out. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it tonight. Online exclusives came out on the 7th. If you are a customer, those are available to you now. As a demonstrator, they added a few more different things after the pre-order that we can order. Like, for example, this sparkling set with the little pop cans. We say pop up north, right? Even though I'm down here. And sometimes they correct me and say soda. I still say pop. A new Best Destination kit. A new kit is fun, right? warm wishes till November 10th if you want to get the next paper pumpkin. And I just wanted to show you guys really quickly. This is one of the kits I took with me to Chicago. This was the paper pumpkin from last month. And you guys, these cards are beautiful. Look at how pretty these cards are. And it's almost this along the lines of the same theme for this paper pumpkin kit right now. So there's these happy, like 3D happy holidays cards, and then these other Merry Christmas cards. This kit, you made 8 different cards with it. It comes with the stamps and everything. It came with this really fun glitter glue, which added like the snow effects on it. So that was the paper pumpkin kit from last month. And this one is called Warm Wishes. And this is 8 boxes, okay? And you can see it's kind of the same thing. And there's also an add-on, and that's card bases and envelopes. And that's this right here, which is the add-on that I've already received. And this already has the glitter on it. So this is absolutely beautiful if you get the card kit add-on. It's just card bases and envelopes, but you could keep it like this, or you could cut it in half and make twice as many cards and just use like basic white cardstock. If you don't like the size, you could cut them down. So that's really fun if you like paper pumpkin. All right, that's all I have. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll see you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.